So why did I choose to come back to the Philippines? Oh my God, there's two little kittens here. Oh, look at these little guys. I'm sure they'll eat most of it. Oh, they're growling. They must be pretty hungry. I'm at an Airbnb that's actually not the best for working, nor is it the best for moving around the city. They have these glow-in-the-dark structures. It's mini golf, but it's all roped off so you can't play. But that's so cool. Yes. Okay. Awesome.
Oh, do you have?
Yeah, it's okay. I just put it backwards. Market. I just hopped off of a Moto Taxi here in Metro Manila to come over back to the BGC area where I was in the last vlog. Now, if you haven't seen the last vlog, I definitely recommend you to check it out because it's my first video back here in the Philippines. But I figured, you know what, today's Saturday. The weather seems okay. It's actually like cloudy and overcast, so it's not as hot feeling even though it's still humid. But I figured I should come over here to get out of the house to walk a little bit because I spent a lot of the day editing and I need to load my data like I was saying in the last video. I didn't actually get to do that, so I could do that over here today and maybe get some food. And also I want to talk to you guys to tell you more about why I decided to come back to the Philippines, because I told you in the last video why, but I think there's some more reasons behind it, and also some of the troubles that I'm actually having again here in the Philippines. Anyways, as we make our way down the road here, you can see here's the Lamborghini store I mentioned the other day. There are some very nice Lamborghini models in there, and then right over here is a Audi dealership and a Bentley, or not a Bentley, a Bentley dealership. I don't know what that lady was saying, but she gave me a thumbs up. But as you can see, Audi, very nice cars. I would love to have an Audi as just a regular everyday car. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, I'm headed to get some data because I heard that you can load your SIM card a few different ways. You can go to like the 7-Elevens, you can go to the mobile app and use the application. You can use the transportation app like Grab and do it. So I guess there's a few different ways, but I figured to go to the 7-Eleven as I can get something to eat from there as well. So we're gonna head over there now and load it up. So I'm just walking down the main road here. Actually, this road is the one that leads to Market right there, and then the beginning of Bonifacio High Street to walk up. So I took the Moto Taxi here because, as I said in the last video, where I'm staying is a little bit far away from. It's actually on the other side of the C5 if you're familiar with the highway over here. It's way over there, so walking over here is super challenging. I did it the first day, and I don't know how many more times I want to do that because by the time I get here, I'm just drenched in sweat. So I took the Moto Taxi. It was like 77 pesos, so not a bad price at all. As I have visited the Philippines, you know, in the last 2 times, and then also a long time ago, I've realized that riding the Moto Taxis here is super efficient, obviously, because you can beat all the traffic most of the time. But sometimes it's very uncomfortable. I don't know if it's just me, but sitting on it in that position, like that, I don't know, it's like a squatting sitting position, it always makes my hips and my legs just feel really uncomfortable. Maybe it's because my hips and stuff are very rusty or something and I need to stretch, probably. But also, I've noticed that some of the motorways, like to come here I had to go over the C5 and kind of go around it. You get a lot of fumes from the exhaust of the cars and the motorbikes, and I need to get a mask and wear it when I'm riding that because it's super hard to breathe sometimes. And I'm not used to that as I don't really ride motorbikes ever, and I have only done it really in a few countries. So I'm almost at the 7-Eleven here. I'm actually just on this little back alleyway. There's like a donut place, another store. This is a sushi joint. But check out the price of the sushi here. It's crazy to see the difference of sushi outside of Japan versus Japan. When I was just in Japan, you can get 2 pieces of sushi for less than $1. Like, that's very common, especially at one of the rotary sushis where it's, you know, revolving around the room or going around the room on a little track. Here, as you can tell, like cucumber, which is kind of weird sushi, but you have 150 pesos, almost 200 pesos for actually 6 pieces. So your pieces might not be as special as what you would see in Japan, but honestly, some of these prices aren't that bad. All right, well, I see Family Mart here. The 7-Eleven said it was on the corner. I hope it's actually here. Maybe you can also load data there. I'm not really sure. I'll have to check. But it doesn't look like there's a 7-Eleven here, so... Excuse me. Is there a 7-Eleven around here?
Right there, sir. That was, sir.
Wait, I don't see it. Oh, it's
beside the
okay.
sir.
I was looking for a bigger one. Okay. Thank you. No, it's okay. That was good. Yeah, thank you. So I had to ask the guy over there at this restaurant where it was because I couldn't find it. Apparently I was just on the wrong side of the road. So it's right here. So I'm gonna go in here and see if they can help me top up my number. Can I get more data from my smart? Oh, the machine?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Wow, there's so many options. All right, so I've just left the 7-Eleven. That was incredibly easy. Like, I can't believe that you can just load up your data and get more minutes and stuff in the 7-Eleven, and it's that easy. I wish I knew that before, because I would have did that yesterday, as there's a 7-Eleven near BGC where I was yesterday, and that one right there is another location. I think there's another one on the other side, but then there's also some near where I'm staying, so I could have easily had that done yesterday, but it's what it is. But the interesting thing about it, if you don't know, if you're coming here and you have a SIM card or you need to get more data, is you just go in there, you put in your phone number, and you literally pick the data package you want. It's a little bit overwhelming because there's so many options, like so many different pricings and different gigabytes that you need for things you're doing, such as just using TikTok or using Facebook, using YouTube, or you know, everything else. So you have to choose wisely. I just chose a big package that covers everything, so hopefully it's enough and I don't have to do it again while I'm here, but we'll see, because I don't really know how long I'm going to be here, and that's what I want to talk about next. Well, as I just said earlier, it's not so hot out, but it's still pretty humid. I'm sweating, need to hydrate, so I just picked up water. It's also kind of weird to find a spot to sit and eat or drink something, but there's some local people doing it here. So I picked up something from 7-Eleven. It's really interesting because the area here, which High Street's just over here. Over here is like another area, and there's like a Jordan store, like a basketball court, which is interesting. I've never seen like a Nike or Jordan store with a basketball court attached. But here, I guess it's a pretty big thing. But anyways, I'm gonna eat some Bootsuck meal Ginneling, I think is what it's called. I had it before. It's actually really tasty and just the right size, so I can eat something again, you know, in a few hours later in the evening. But I want to talk about more of why I've come here and why maybe I don't know how long I'm staying here. I'm pretty sure these are just like basic meals from 7-Eleven. Maybe a lot of people live off them, I'm not really sure, but they're very cheap. They're like, I think 45 or 50 pesos or something like that. I don't quite remember exactly how much I paid, as I paid for a lot of things. But here it is. It's just basically some meat. I forget, it has the ingredients on it. I don't know, let's try it out. Oh yeah, now I remember. Because I have had it before, it reminds me of like a chili, like a stew, not a stew, just like a beef chili, ground chili with rice mixed together. There's not really any vegetables in here. Maybe there's a piece of corn or something. I don't really see much in here. Maybe it's buried, but super simple, super basic. So I'm gonna finish up this food, and then we're gonna take a walk over here by High Street through BGC. Maybe another corner of BGC I haven't really been to yet. We'll see. Got some daylight left. And then I want to continue and tell you about why I'm here in the Philippines, why I chose to come here, because I was gonna go somewhere else, and also why I'm not sure how long I'll be here, and that I may not be here as long as I want to be here, and also why I'm eating 7-Eleven. All right, so where to begin? There was just a cat there, and I guess the cat's probably really hungry, but yeah, got distracted by that cat. So basically, I was either choosing to go from Japan, where I was just last traveling, from Japan to Philippines, where I am now, right? Or back to Vietnam, where I was prior to that. Because Vietnam is actually a country that I enjoy traveling. It's very cheap. I mean, so is the Philippines, coming from my standard, from where I'm from. Hello. Basically, you know, it's very affordable to travel there for a couple weeks, a month, and so on. So I was trying to decide, Philippines or Vietnam. There were a couple factors that led me to the Philippines, right? One being that the Philippines, there's a lot of content to make here. There is a lot of content to make in Vietnam too, but here I feel like it's easier to interact with people, as I said in the last video, can speak English and all of those things. Also, the city of Metro Manila, where I am now, there's just so much content to be created. There really is an unlimited amount. So why did I choose to come back to the Philippines? Oh my God, there's two little kittens here. Oh, look at these little guys. Oh, you poor things. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Oh wow, they are small. You know, that's one of the problems with certain cities around the world, is there's a lot of issues with stray animals. And obviously these ones are stray, no one's taking care of them, and their survival rate is probably very low unless somebody picks them up. It's really sad. They are really hungry. Man, I'm getting super distracted by these cats being here. Ooh, that's tough. I think I'm gonna try to go to the store actually over here real quick. There's another convenience store. Maybe they'll have something I can grab and put on the ground for them. Their chances of survival, like I said, is very, very low. But if you get something in their body, you know, some water, I can get some extra water, probably put it on the ground for them as well. Because you can see they're like really tired. I think they're really dehydrated. So somebody may have just dumped them there. Probably not dumped them there. They probably were born as a stray and then, you know, the mother just left them. But I'm gonna head to the store and try to get something for them. But also, I'm gonna continue this story that I'm telling you about why I'm here, as long as I don't keep getting sidetracked. So as we make our way to the store, let me just say, I chose to come to the Philippines for a couple reasons. One of the reasons is that it is actually very convenient for where I need to go next probably. Where I need to go next probably is where I was already in the past, that is Guam, an island in the Pacific, because that's where my girlfriend, her family and stuff are living. So I'm going to be spending some time there in between now and sometime next year, I think. So I want to go from here to there, as this is a good connecting route and it's easier to fly there more direct and quickly than it is from Vietnam or some other countries. Because when I went to Vietnam from there, I had to connect in Korea, which was a very long journey. It was like 24 hours with layovers. So that is one of the reasons. All right guys, I'm kind of racing against the clock here. I just went into the convenience store that was over here. I had to go a few blocks away. I picked up a few things. It's a little bit dark here because the sun is setting behind these buildings, a lot of shadows. But basically I got a fruit cup here. This is something I can put water in for them. I found some tuna in the store. There was no cat food or anything, so some tuna will work. And I got a fork to kind of put it out for them. So I hope they're still there. I'm gonna try to help them out a little bit. I hope they can survive, because it's really hard to see these small cats, you know, kittens on the street with a low survival rate. They do look like they're maybe a few weeks old, maybe 4 weeks or something. So I'm gonna try. So let's just get over there real quick. Ah, they're still here and they're playing around now. Okay. As you guys can see, they're playing in the bushes right here. So they have some energy, but I'm definitely gonna give them some stuff. All right, so these cats are pretty curious right now to what I'm doing. So basically here it is. I got a fruit cup. It had papaya in it. I don't like papaya, so I just dumped it. But I'm gonna fill this up with some water for them. That way they have something to drink. So I don't really see any other food around here. And they look like they're pretty thirsty. Fill it to the top here. And so I'm just gonna place it right down there for them. There you go, little buddies, you can drink some water. So as you can see, they're drinking the water now. They're definitely really thirsty. So I'm gonna fill this up. It has a little bit of fruit in it, but it's okay. Water is water, and hopefully it's not bad for them. So I'll put that one right there. I hope it just doesn't spill over. Can even put a block here to kind of support it, just like this. There you go, little kittens. You know what? I'm gonna move it over here. That way there's more room for it not to be knocked over. There you go. They're super friendly little kittens, and they're like playing with each other right here. All right, well next up is, I got some tuna for them. This is the only thing they really had there. I wasn't trying to give them like, you know, chips or something. So tuna it is. So this will actually be pretty tasty for them, I think. Now the only thing is it's filled with a little bit of oil, so just drain out the oil. They're already curious to what this is, they can smell it. But I'll tell you what, they should really love this because I think we all know cats love tuna. I also asked for a fork, that way you can kind of feed it to them. As you can see, there's a little kitten here. Now the only problem is ants are likely to get on this stuff, which is kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? Some food is better than none right now, I think, for them. Oh, you are vicious. Yeah, they're super hungry. They're so vicious. I'm gonna just lay this all down for them. Well, this is gonna be the easiest way to do this because I'm not trying to get bit. They're actually fighting each other right now. I'm just gonna lay it on this tree right here and they can eat it off of here. I'm sure they'll eat most of it. Oh, they're growling. They must be pretty hungry. So my guess is this is the dominant one because that one keeps growling at that one and it's scared to eat. It's moving away to eat it. But as you can see, there is a big problem with stray cats in the world. There's definitely a problem with it in Southeast Asia and Latin America is where I've seen it the most. I mean, they're such cute kittens. I really wish they will survive. I hope they survive. And I hope that helps them out for today, and I hope somebody else can help them out soon. But they have a little bit of water here, and they have some food, so that's very good. Put a little bit of water on it. That way they can drink some of the water out of it. It will help them. All right, guys. Well, I have seriously lost a lot of light, as you can see behind me. The buildings are getting a little, or the background's getting a little dark here. And those cats are really cute. I wish I could stay there the whole time and help them out, but I can't. So I'm gonna walk from here. Don't really know where I'm gonna go. So as I've said, I've seen like this stray cat problem in many cities around the world, but I will say I think the Philippines is the one city that I've seen, or in Manila, Metro Manila, is the one city that I've been to where I've seen that it's the worst. And it's very unfortunate. I hope the condition can get better over the years, but my time being here, I've seen a lot of stray cats that were pretty much dying. Some that were dead, and it's very sad. It is super sad, especially from a person that has had cats in their lives. It's unfortunate, but anyways, let's get off the cat topic. Let's move on. So yes, I am here now in Manila, Metro Manila I should say, in the Philippines for something like a month. That's what I was planning. It might be a little bit less, it might be a little bit more, I'm not really sure, but I do know or the reason why I came here to Metro Manila is because I wanted to experience a little bit of the Christmas season. You know, Christmas is a big thing here compared to some of the other countries around, such as Vietnam. You don't see it as much there, but I figured I should experience that and make this the last destination of my travel for this year, and then begin to think about where to go next year and plan for next year. So as I was saying, I was thinking about going back to Vietnam. I was gonna go back to Vietnam because I wanted to experience a different area, like go to the central region of Vietnam. And also, traveling in rent and everything in Vietnam is generally a little bit cheaper, so it's better for my budget at the moment while I'm not really making much money off YouTube at all. Pretty much nothing, if you don't know. But it's what it is for now. It's a good hobby, and maybe someday I'll make something out of it. But then I decided, you know, Philippines might be where it's at to close out the year. But if you've seen one of my recent vlogs, you'll see that I talk about, you know, what I learned from vlogging. And one of the things is your audience, where you go. And Vietnam is just a hard place, I think, for vloggers when they're beginning out because the audience is a little bit low there. But the Philippines, you can be a very small creator, you can be a bigger one, and you can actually grow your audience and have a better community because there's more English, as I've said. Man, it's getting really dark. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to go with light, maybe in a mall. So also also, when I was deciding to come to the Philippines again, I wanted to go to somewhere different, like a different island or different part of the Philippines, but that involved, you know, more flights and more accommodation costs, and right now it's just not in my budget at this point of the year. So I decided Manila was the best bet, and I'll just come here again to this like area where I am, the BGC area, even though I'm not staying directly in BGC, but I can be around this area, as I did enjoy this the last time I was here. So that's where I'm going to be for the remainder of this trip. And like I said, it might be a month, it might be a little bit more or a little bit less, and the reason for that is because of where I'm staying actually. Every time I travel, I always rent Airbnb, as it's the easiest, because I need to work, you know, at least Monday through Friday, some hours of the day, some hours of the week, and that's how I fund my travels. Well, lately Airbnb has been a real big pain. You know, the Airbnbs are not so great sometimes very overpriced, because it's like a convenience thing, you know. I would prefer to stay in hotels, but hotels don't really have good Wi-Fi, and so it doesn't really work for my situation. But right now I'm staying in an Airbnb here in Metro Manila, and it was really one of the last Airbnbs that were left. So unfortunately I didn't have too many options, as I kind of booked a little bit late, and because of that I'm at an Airbnb that's actually not the best for working, nor is it the best for moving around the city. So to give you a little bit more context, I haven't filmed anything of the place where I'm staying, my Airbnb. I haven't put it on video or anything, but basically where I'm staying, it's a 1-bedroom unit with its own bathroom and own little kitchenette, but they don't allow you to cook in there, which is strange. So it's kind of a waste of space, to be honest. And it's a little bit pricey for the area that it's in. It's in a very local neighborhood, away from like BGC here. So there are no big houses really or anything like that. But the price for it is like near $600 for a month. That's what it's going for. And with that, I rented it because it said it had decent Wi-Fi. The host of this apartment said that it has its own router and you don't have to worry about sharing Wi-Fi. So that's why I decided to rent this place. So basically the Wi-Fi at this apartment where I am is very low, as I'm saying. Something like 20 megabytes maximum upload and download. But the host, he told me before I booked it that it was 100. And so when I got there and I tested it, I asked him, why is it so low and why did he say it was so high? And he told me, oh, there's an upgrade in the area and that he just found out yesterday. So I don't know if he's lying, maybe he's telling the truth or something, but still, because of that now, my work might be a little bit jeopardized, so I might have to relocate to another Airbnb, which means it's gonna cost even more. I decided to pop a squat right here because it's a little bit more lit here, it's not as dark, and it's under a little underhang, and there's a Denny's restaurant, there's a Christmas tree here, and there's a lot of places around here. It's a little bit more quiet than High Street. But yeah, so this Airbnb might not be the best. As I said, also, it's not in the most walkable area. So I did walk from the Airbnb here to BGC the other day. It took about 30 minutes, but it wasn't a pleasant walk because it's a lot of like on the sidewalk into the road, because there's a lot of people like working on the sidewalk, selling things. Some of the people's homes are like on the sidewalk, so you don't really walk in front of it. So it's just not the best location as I thought it was going to be. Online, when I looked at it before I booked it, it seemed like, oh, no problem, I can walk to BGC with no problem, because 20-30 minute walk for me is nothing. I don't mind it, but turns out it's a little bit more difficult than that. And so now I have to do a Moto Taxi back and forth, which also isn't really a problem because it's very quick. It's like 15 minutes driving, as I said in the beginning of this video. But I prefer to walk. I prefer to be in a more walkable area and then use transportation when I need to go a very far distance. So unfortunately, because of that, I don't know how the Airbnb situation is going to go. It could end a little bit early, which can make my trip a little bit shorter. But I plan to be here for a month, so we'll see. I was thinking about staying more or doing less. I'll see how the days go. But I wanted to show you guys this. I haven't seen before. This is my first time actually seeing it. Is that some of the buildings light up, as you can see. It has like that green neon glow. There's one over there. I really love that. I remember there are a few buildings like that in Bangkok as well. So I wish more cities would do that. It looks really cool. So as I was saying earlier, I'll be really just based over here in this area of BGC, moving around this area, maybe Makati, and visiting some places close by. I don't know if I'll get to any of the districts that are very far away in Metro Manila, because it's a little bit of a pain to try to commute across the city. I think I would rather just stay in that area one time and experience it that way. So I'm definitely going to be exploring more of the areas around Makati, BGC, maybe the waterfront area near the bay, stuff like that. Even maybe go to like Ortigas Center or something. But one thing I want to ask you guys is if you have any recommendations of places I should visit around here, things I should do, let me know. I'm open to trying new things and seeing new places. Alright, well, I've decided to come over here to the SM Aura Mall, as I was saying. Now, walking to get over here is not bad at all. It's very quick. Well, one thing I want to point out, in front of the mall, if you're familiar with the mall area, is there are the crossing guards or the traffic policemen. They're always directing the traffic, telling which lanes to go. My question is, why are they always doing that? Why are people not just following the lights? Is it because people would disobey the lights, so they need them, and it helps make the traffic flow faster? If you know, let me know. I'm very curious, because every time I go out into the big intersections, I see the people, or the traffic officers, I guess we should say, directing traffic when the lights work perfectly fine. It's very interesting because sometimes you can't use the diagonal crosswalks that go across like you see in Japan. They have them here, but sometimes you aren't able to use them because the traffic is flowing at times when you need to cross the road. So this is actually my second time being in this mall. This is actually my first time being up here on the, what is it, Sky Park it's called? It's a nice seating area with all these nice lights. There's Christmas lights, very chill. The air is cool, even though it's kind of open air. And then there's some music playing in the background, so it's very chill. It's a very good atmosphere. But I believe the tables over here are for the restaurant, but nobody is actually eating here, so everyone's just sitting and relaxing, which is really nice. But then there's another floor which goes up to the rooftop, I think, and you can see the views from up there. So I might go up there and check that out. Wow, there are some really cool places in this mall at the top. This SM Aura Mall. Like here, this is a little prism park where children and stuff can play. But there's a nice rooftop up here where you can just chill. It looks like there's a church up there with all these apartment buildings surrounding it. Very cool atmosphere up here. As you can see, that's where the chapel is, I believe, up there. And there's also some more stuff up there. I'm not sure what it is, but just below this level here, there was like a lot of fine dining, which looked really, really beautiful. Really good food. But then the whole side of this building is just lighting up here, which you can't really see because of these bushes. And then even all the way up here at the top, I guess you have a dog park connecting with this building, Teleperformance building. Really cool. You have a dog park up here. Wow. Wow, so just on the other end of this park up here, this, I don't know, rooftop, I guess we can call it, they have these glow-in-the-dark structures. It's mini golf, but it's all roped off, so you can't play. That's so cool. Mini golf on top of the roof? Man, if you could play, that would be great, but my guess is it would be too crowded, so maybe they don't want people to play, or maybe it's just for decoration. Looks really, really cool, though. Nice little design features to this SM Aura Mall here. Very, very beautiful mall. Well, you know what, guys? I think that's going to be it for this vlog. This little kind of walk and talk, help out some local cats, and check out the local mall here in BGC. It was a good one. It was a fun one. If you haven't seen my last video of checking out Christmas time, Christmas decorations here in BGC, you should definitely check out that video, as it's the first video of me arriving back to the Philippines, and I talk about how I got here. But there's going to be plenty more to come, hopefully at least a few weeks worth of videos. If you liked the video, give it a like, maybe share it with somebody, and consider subscribing because there's a lot of good content coming. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.